This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2019 Keystone Laredo Super Lite, model 291 SMK. All right, so here I am walking towards the rear. So you have a ground control automatic stabilizing system that by Lippert. So I'll show you the control panel for that when we get to it. You've got an outside entertainment area with you know, all the usual TV and radio, and you can stream using this device. So you can do just about everything with it. You can stream using a USB stick, or you can use Bluetooth on it, or use the Bluetooth on it. So you have a power awning, two power awnings actually. This is the outside of your water heater. The only thing you need to know about this, the switches to control the gas operation of this is inside. But you just need to know about this extra switch here. Let me get this off here. Right here, you can see it's a rocker switch. It's off now, and what that does, it controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. Just so you know, that's how you turn that out. You have to have that switch on in order for that electric heating element to work. Now, keep in mind that the water heater tank is empty right now because this is winterized. You can see he's got the plug out right now. So you always want to make sure, once you start using the water heater next year, or if you're going down south this season, whatever, you always want to make sure there's water in the water heater before you turn on any energy source, gas or electric. You just always want there to be water in there so you don't damage it. So keep that in mind. You got two 30-pound LP tanks. Coming around the other side, this is the control for the stabilizer. Basically, you have to turn it on. You can auto level, which is the most common thing to do. You just push that and it'll level the trailer. This thing always remembers the last hitch height, so whatever the height was when you were hitched up to your tow vehicle. So if you, for example, if you push enter, or I'm sorry, you don't have to push enter. If you just scroll this way, it gives you other manual commands: drop front jacks, enter to begin, auto reconnect. Now that's what I'm referring to. If you push that, it'll put the trailer into the same position it was when it was hitched up the previous time. So if you're leveled and you're getting ready to leave, you would just push this, enter to activate it, and it'll reset you where you're at. So you should be pretty darn close to being at the right height and everything to hitch up. Okay. You can also do it manually. Drop front jacks manually. It tells you your battery's at 13.5. The reason it does that is this system wants to have a fully charged battery to work correctly. So that's why it tells you what it is. You always want to be over 13. You can get away with it when you're not, but generally speaking, it's safe to say that you need to stay up, you know, that much voltage in order for it to work correctly. And you can set the stroke and everything. That's just a manually set things. Okay. If you wanted to retract, you would push this first and then scroll through it. Okay. So that's basically it. Okay. These are your two 30-pound tanks we just talked about. This is the water station here. So, which just wasn't in the way, but all right. So, you can winterize from here, and it shows you how to bypass the water heater right here. If you can see that, it's pretty self-explanatory. This here is a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you can hook the hose up here, open the valve on your black tank, and then turn on the water, and you can spray out the inside of your black tank. So you can fill your onboard tank here, right? You would change it to this, and the water will go through your city water hookup. But when you change it, it'll instead of going to the different faucets on the trailer, it'll go to the fresh water tank and fill it up. Okay, then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water if you were staying someplace that does not have city water. Okay, of course, like I said, that's your most common way to get water. That's your city water hookup. These are your tank flushes here. Okay, and satellite and cable through. So it's all pretty self-explanatory. You have a tank here. Looks like the gray tank, I would guess. Let me see what we've got here. Hold on. I guess that's probably the black, actually. Yeah, and then you have a second gray here. Okay. So 2 hookups. Alright, so you got 2 slide outs on this side. It's a 50 amp system, so we have it adapted down to a 30, which we give you the adapter, and we give you another adapter to adapt it down to 15 even. Alright, so make sure these are both your refrigerators inside have this is a service panel for them, so make sure you have the drain hoses hanging out just like that, so the condensation drains to the outside. This housing tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you want to get a backup camera, get the Furrion type. It plugs right in there. We carry them, but no matter where you get them, you make sure you get the Furrion that fits that housing. Okay. You have a ladder, which is a great thing because you can go up and inspect your roof. The manufacturer says you should inspect every 90 days or 3 times a season. Once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall. So you want to go out there and inspect for every place you see sealant. You want to check for cracking and separation, and you want to look for damage in the rubber roofing material. Just give it a look over. It's very important to do when you own a trailer. Also, on this wall here, this is the vent for the range hood. There's a tab. You can't see it very well. There's a tab in each corner here. If you're going to use the range hood fan, then you want to open those tabs so the baffle in there flaps freely. Otherwise, just keep it shut. Okay. Alrighty. So we have the slide rooms in at this point. So we'll send them out. So this is obviously with your slide rooms in. So we can go out. That will be the off-door side slide. You can see the pulley system. This type of slide is called an ACU slide. ACCU-SLIDE. Just so you know, there's different types. This one is the ACU slide system. There's your door side. Very, very large living area. Got the dual refrigerators, which is really neat. Okay, so let's walk around here. Okay, so I guess I'll go back where I started. Pick up where I left off. Okay, so you can see these are lights that are turned on here. Now, I told you it had an outboard water pump for pumping water out of the tank and for winterizing. That's right there. The water heater, lighted on gas, is right here. Electric is here, but remember I showed you there's a second electrical switch that you have to know is there. It's on the lower left-hand corner on the outside, so keep that in mind. You have your various slide rooms of 3 rooms, and then you have your awning, which is right outside here, and then you have a second awning that's on the slide out. Never leave the awnings out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll them in so you don't get damaged, because the wind changes and the weather changes quick, and it doesn't take long for it to get damaged. So fresh water is empty. Battery is totally charged. Black 1 is empty. Black 2, gray 1, gray 2. You just use the one that you need. I think this one only has 1 black tank, so you just use wood. I think it'll be black, gray 1, and gray 2 are the ones that are going to fill. So, okay, gray 2 they probably call a galley tank. All right, so that's the control panel. Your thermostat is just a basic analog thermostat. You're going to go to the right for heat. Then you can go to fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. You can go to air conditioning. Everything you need to do just from right from there. It's just a basic analog system, so very simple and reliable. Okay, so this couch here, you take the backs off and it folds into a 3-panel hide-a-bed, which is neat. You have 2 theater seats here. Obviously TV and a fireplace. Now let me see if I can find the remotes here from whoever set this one up. Oh, here we go. It's smoke detector batteries. Okay. So the small one here is for your fireplace. You can see. So it says the flashing H right there, if you can see that. That means the fan is on high. You can change the fan speed to off, to low, to high. You can set the thermostat. You can change the appearance of the flame if you choose to. There's a timer on it, so you can set the timer to come on and off when you want it to. Okay, and let me see here. So it's actually a good space heater. It runs on LP, and I'm sorry, let me take that back. Your furnace runs on LP, but your fireplace just runs on 110 AC. So you can use it to take the chill out in the morning and at night, and not use up any of your LP. It's kind of neat in that sense. So this is your sound here. It's also a DVD player, so you can play CDs and DVDs here. You can stream off the USB port. You can hook up with Bluetooth and stream wirelessly from your tablet or your phone. And you have two speaker zones, zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 is inside, 2 is outside. So you have that. Now I'm noticing there's more. Let me see here. I'm trying to keep track of all the remotes. Okay, you have remotes outside too. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So the stovetop. Basically, you're just going to spark to light it. I'm not sure if he's got the gas on, but probably not. He's got it off, but you would just go to light and then turn this clockwise to spark it. This one you have to light with a lighter, the oven. So what you're going to do is down here, all the way to the back is a pilot light. Basically, you're going to turn this to pilot and depress it and hold it in. Then you'll take a grill lighter and you'll light the pilot light. After it lights, you're going to hold it in for another 10 or 15 seconds. So it heats up, then you go to operating temperature. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. You have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. I told you I showed you on the outside the baffle you have to open for this vent here. Okay. Microwave works like any other microwave. You've got dual refrigerators here. These are gas absorption refrigerators by Dometic. So you have two buttons on each one, on and off. This is on. Then you're going to go to auto. That light lit up as auto. Auto basically means electricity takes parameters. So what it does, it automatically looks for 110 AC. And if it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Or if you're running on AC and you take off adventuring for the day, but in the middle of the day the power goes out of the campground, well, it'll sense that and automatically switch over to LP, so it will keep your food cold from spoiling. So auto's the way to go. You can pull it down the road on gas. If you wanted to just push this button once, it'll dedicate it to gas. But it's pretty typical to just leave it on auto. And you have that for both the same. The only other thing to know about these, to set the temperature, this thing's called a thermistor. It's in this clip here. It's attached to that wire there. So the wire now is pretty taut. That's the idea. You want to have it about that high. Basically, that you put it up all the way. If you look at this sticker here, it'll tell you cooler, up, cooler, down, lower, or down, lower. I'm sorry. Up, cooler, down, warmer. I think that's it. So you want it up all the way, almost always, is what I'm saying. If it starts to frost up, then you can back it off. But generally speaking, you're going to want it up high, especially in the dead of summer. All right. This device below us here is the power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. All right, so I can open it by pushing it. Okay, so you can see on this side you got regular 110 volt AC circuit breakers, just like you have at home, and they're all labeled. Then on this side you've got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. Okay, so if when you're plugged in to power, this will charge your battery also. So it'll sense how much energy your battery needs and sends it up there to keep you charged. And also one thing, if any of these fuses ever blow, they'll actually light up so you can see them glowing in there, okay? Alright. Hi, Amanda.
Hello, Carl.
Okay, let's see here. Have I forgotten anything? Nope, that covers the important stuff. Okay, let's go forward then. So the bathroom is kind of neat because it has a large shower in it with a seat. It's most trailers don't have one that big, even though it says a fifth wheel, but it's still nice to have. The other thing to know is this is the GFCI here. All the plugs are wired through a GFCI, so keep in mind that you can reset the different plugs from there. The toilet has a foot flush pedal here, right? So the thing to know if you haven't used one of these before is you have to have water in the tank. The black tank is directly below us, right down there. So you got to have water and chemical in there to start using it. So when you get to where you're camping, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here and you'll put 1 dose of chemical right in the bowl, whichever brand you use. Read the directions, find out what a dose is. Then you're going to step on this pedal and hold it down. As you hold it down, water will come swirling out, and you're going to put around a gallon or so in the tank. There's no way to tell exactly what that is. You're just going to use common sense, and keep in mind, it doesn't have to be exactly a gallon, but it has to have water and chemical to start using it. Okay? Alright, also run your vent here with the shower to pull the humidity out. Okay. Alrighty, so here we are up front. You have your wardrobe slide out right there. You have hookups for television here. And I'm sure there's a backer plate in this wall right here. I can feel it. Escape window here. Keep in mind that to use this is very simple. You just push it all the way through. Then you would grab a hold of that tab there, that plastic red tab, and pull the screen out, and then you can just roll on out, okay? Easier said than done, I know, but... Okay, and then you have some storage under here, like a foot locker. Actually larger than a foot locker. Okay. And this sticker is telling us this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner. That's why they have a 50 amp system. So the second air conditioner is made to fit right in this vent hole right here. So you would use one with the controls on the ceiling panel, and so you would have it would be a ductless model, and it'll just basically will heat this room here. So if you put a 13.5, which is pretty standard, it would turn this into an ice box if you wanted to. So it would really work well. But you're pre-wired for that. That's why that cover's there. Okay. Okay. So I guess that's it. I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Keep in mind what I told you about inspecting your roof every 90 days or 3 times a season. That's very important. Thank you very much.